Well, many of you will know this beautiful face. Sofia, MasterChef judge, is here, and I'm so excited you're here because you're going to be cooking this brilliant dessert. I just can't wait to try this. What is it?
Yes, I am. It's a lemon meringue tart, but it's got a bit of a native Australian twist. So can I put you to work?
I'm here for you, my lady.
Okay, amazing. So I reckon you should get started on the lemon curd. So if you wouldn't mind just zesting these lovely yellow lemons into the pot.
Yep, I'll do it straight.
And then all of their juice as well. No pips.
Oh, okay.
Because I'll be coming for you if there are.
She is a MasterChef judge and she will judge me on that.
Technically, I'm off the clock.
You're off the clock, that's
But
right.
that said, while you're doing that, I'm going to make a base. So it's really, really easy. It's a bit of just a refrigerate. You don't even have to bake this one.
Yep.
So first of all, I'm going to chuck in these beautiful dates.
Yep.
There are about 20 in here. They've been moistened, pre-moistened.
They're a wonder ingredient, aren't they? Because they are so sticky. Whether you're doing a power ball or a base for a tart, so good.
Yeah, totally. So we've got them. We've just got some raw almonds, about half a cup.
Yep.
And I'm going to put some shredded coconut in. I'm just going to do half the cup that is here and add the other half back in afterwards. All right.
What have you got there?
I have some wattleseed right here. Do you know, wattleseed is one of those native Australian ingredients that I think a lot of people know because back in, I guess, the 70s or even the 80s, a lot of people used to put this in scones.
Oh, that's
Scones.
right.
Yeah,
scones,
exactly.
depending where you're from.
And then we've got these beautiful macadamia nuts as well. These have saltbush in them, another beautiful native Australian ingredient. And so these are pre-salted because they've got that lovely roasty flavour to them. So I'm just going to whiz these. It looks like a smoothie. Look at that.
Well, that is actually quite healthy. You know, usually when we're making a tart base for a lemon tart, it's got loads of butter, which there's nothing wrong with that, and
natural
flour.
sugar.
Yeah, but this is just an easy, versatile and different way of making a base.
All right. So I'm just going to combine this in the blender, and we want it to kind of reach just before pastiness so that you can press it down into the shell.
Easy.
All right, I reckon that's all done.
Done.
More mussels. Okay, so this is quite a thick paste now. And as it is, it's too sticky to put straight into a tart tin. So I'm gonna just,
Toast.
I mean, someone has to, right? Ooh. You could just eat that, really, couldn't you?
So good. Yeah, absolutely.
A little bit naughty.
Yum.
So because this is really sticky, I'm gonna add in a little bit more of that coconut
Yep.
for texture, and then some more almond meal as well.
Okay, so I see why you've done it separately.
Yes. And you know, you can kind of adjust because dates, they all have really different water content. If you buy them really, really dry, you've got to soak them for a bit longer.
Yep.
It works nicely with moist dates as well, kind of, you know, semi-fresh.
And I'm just juicing all of these lemons, and they
would be great.
go straight into the pot too, don't
Straight
they?
into the pot, with the zest and the juice.
I like my lemon tarts to be really lemony.
I was going to, so you can adjust the sugar when we get to that point as well, depending on what you're doing there.
Yeah.
I'm going to just give that a mix.
Lovely.
And do you know what? You can sort of change the consistency of the actual tart base. Like if you like it really fine and smooth, then you just blend for longer. You might use desiccated coconut instead of shredded. It's already smaller. So I've just put the almond meal in there.
Yeah.
Just add it a bit at a time so it becomes more like a dough almost. So I've chucked all of it in there.
Great.
All right. Now, the fun part. So have you zested and juiced already?
I have zested and juiced.
It's almost like you've been doing this for 16 years. Holy moly.
They're juiced, they're smelling good.
I'm a perfectionist. It's really slows you down a lot. So we've got this tin, we've got this base, just kind of coming out in one big ball. So that's the dough really, the base, and it is quite doughy. It's almost got that Play-Doh consistency.
Yep.
And then you want to do the messy bit, which is the pressing down. But you can just like wet your fingers just like the slightest amount.
Good tip,
so it doesn't stick too much.
Great.
Feels so good.
It's so much easier than rolling pastry out,
I
right?
know, it is. It's just like arts and craft.
Arts and crafts.
That you get to
Sofia.
eat.
It's got a good ring to it, doesn't it?
It does. And then so what I'll do is I'll just kind of run my fingers around the outside to try and get the edges to go towards the raised sides.
Yeah.
flatten out the middle of it.
So you just want it to really go up so we've got
Exactly.
space for the curd. Yeah.
And it's always really satisfying when it actually makes it all the way there. You know you've got the right amount.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just evening out those edges, making sure that they go all the way up the sides.
Yeah. And it still is soft, but you're going to put this in the fridge?
Gonna put it in the fridge, that'll help it set.
Yep. How long does it need to be in the fridge for?
Do you know what? It depends how sticky your dough is, right? So
yep.
you do want it to get cold so that it can hold the curd.
Right. Okay.
But if you had people coming over and you had an hour,
Yep.
heaps of time.
Oh,
Heaps of
there
time.
you go. Very nice.
All right, so that's it. Ready to go in the fridge. Okay, so you've got the lemon juice and the zest in there. I'd love you to add that sugar.
Absolutely.
And then that should melt pretty quickly. Just give it a little bit of a stir.
Okay.
And once the sugar is dissolved, we add in some corn flour.
Okay, this is our wonderful thickening agent.
Yes. Yeah, it's going to thicken your jumper too.
Always get a flour bomb.
Exactly. So if you give that a little bit of a whisk, make sure there are no bumps left in there.
Yes.
And then once that's whisked in, you can just take it off the heat, and then that's when you add in the butter.
Okay. What's a lemon curd without butter? In fact, it ain't.
It ain't. It's lemon juice.
And we just add it all at once? Or
You can add it all at once. If you find that your pot cools down really quickly, you can just chuck it back on the heat with the butter.
Yep.
But once everything is melted and incorporated, you definitely need the pot off the heat for the egg yolks. Otherwise, you get a bit of a scramble.
All right, that's really thickened up now, hasn't it?
So that's ready. That's
Okay.
nice and thick.
Yep.
So if you would just pour that into the base for me now, which is chilled a little bit. Oh, I love looking at that.
Looks great.
And then, can I pass you one?
I got one. There we go.
You're ready. Beautiful. I love how it's so silky and glossy. And then we just give it a bit of a
Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle.
jiggle.
And so then
Oh,
you
that makes me feel nice. I like watching that. And then we'll just put it back in the fridge and leave that until it sets.
Easy.
All right, so we should definitely have some stiff peaks with this meringue now.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Good.
That's looking great. And then I would love you to please put the cooled base onto something pretty. That'll do.
How's this?
And then all you do once that's on is you spoon the meringue over. You know, you might want to pipe it, but I like being a bit rustic.
I like rustic.
Good job.
Oh.
Nicely done.
Why are you giving me that job?
So I don't have to do it. Oh, this meringue is looking great.
Wow.
Ready for this?
Yep.
It's the fun part.
Dollop.
What are you going to do, catch it?
I'm going to catch it and fall off. It's so glossy.
Amazing. It is, isn't it? That's enough, isn't it?
Yep.
There's extra, there's extra. Actually, you know, I said that was the fun part,
Ah.
but this is the fun part.
Yes.
All right.
Woohoo.
There she is. I highly recommend that people invest in a blowtorch at home. It's not something I'd ever thought I would say. I use mine on salmon, raw salmon as well. You know, like you get
Yes.
at sushi and it just releases the oils, makes it
Aburi
taste
salmon.
so beautiful. Exactly. It's very easy to get overexcited with a blowtorch too. But I quite like that that kind of marshmallowy texture.
Oh, wow.
I should stop. It's hard to stop.
I was going to say stop now.
Okay. Gosh, that was fun. And then, look, just for a little bit of extra native Australian garnish, we've got some Ooray plum powder here, which adds a sourness,
Right.
formerly known as Davidson plum powder.
Okay, I'm going to hand that
That's
over
the
to
OG
you
name.
to do the honours.
Should I get a teaspoon? No, we're gonna go rogue. Oh, I love this. What a fun little trick, isn't it?
This is so beautiful.
It smells like s'mores. It reminds me of campfire.
Yes, it does.
Okay,
Beautiful. A lemon meringue pie, an Australian lemon meringue pie.
spot on. Should we cut in?
Yes. And I have a plate and forks ready to go.
Are you gonna make me do it?
I can do it, but I want you to do it.
Ooh, yes. might have been a hot knife, Jobby.
Yes. And the fact that it's no bake is going to be extremely appealing to many of us out there.
Sorry while I hold that. It's just slippery.
Oh, wow. Gorgeous.
Get it. Oh. Generous slice. It's actually extremely rich.
Wow.
Do not be fooled.
Look at that. One for you.
Thank you.
Wow.
I'm not good at taking small bites
I
on
know,
TV. You might know that if you watch MasterChef. But
She likes big, chunky bites.
I impress myself sometimes.
That is so good. I love the tang of the lemon.
But the sweetness of the meringue.
Yes, and the base is just in itself. It's so good. You're not only an amazing judge, food critic, but you're an incredible cook. Thank you so much, Sophia.
Oh, I love it here. Thank you.